Welcome back to Good Morning Football. You know, I was watching this Last Dance documentary over the weekend, and I got to thinking, I have a thought, and it's not going to be popular, so let's do a segment we're calling, I don't know. I know this won't be popular, but, and that's what we're going to call this, and I'm going to give you my statement. I know this won't be popular, but I believe Patrick Mahomes is the closest thing the NFL has to Michael Jordan. Here are my 5 reasons why. Come at me, Twitter. Let's go. Number 1.
Blasphemy.
Mahomes silenced the critics early on, just like MJ. Remember Michael Jordan coming out of this thing you saw Mark Eaton on a quote board saying, hey, no guard is going to dominate the NBA. No, Mahomes coming out of college at a Texas Tech with a losing record his last season. Nobody thought this guy would be able to do it. And you know how he did it? He went and he silenced critics by beating the big dogs right out of the gates. He beat Rivers week 1 of his pro career. He beat Roethlisberger in week 2. And then he went on and he played against some of the best players in the NFL and went toe for toe. When you look at the stuff he did against Brady, that was a loss on a Sunday night in week 6 of his first season, but he was able to answer the call every single time. How did MJ do it? Well, he went into Larry Bird's house and he scored 63. He went up against Michael Jordan in the finals and he beat him. He'd go up against Dominique Wilkins every year, Brad Daugherty every year, and would beat them. Jordan beat the critics by silencing them in those moments. All right, which leads to number 2. Overcoming obstacles of previous failures. This was last year's AFC Championship game, or 2 years ago, the 2018 one. It was an overtime, heartbreaking loss to Brady. Brady got the ball first in overtime, found a way to win. Mahomes, all offseason, has to stew on it. Does this not remind you of Jordan losing to the bad boy Pistons and working out and changing his body? So what happens the following year? The Chiefs, they get a chance to play the Patriots again in a regular season game. They go up to Foxborough. It's Mahomes and it's Brady. And guess what? Mahomes finds a way, just like he found a way to beat Shaq and the Magic the next time they would face them after he came back from playing baseball. This is what Mahomes is doing. He is doing exactly the blueprint of Jordan, except it's even an accelerated timeline. All of the losses last year that we saw in the play, they lose to the Titans in that terrible regular season loss that had crazy things happen. They beat them in the playoffs. This is what you have to do. Previous failures, overcome them, and move on. All right, what's number 3? Everyone at home saying, how could you compare Mahomes? No, guys, he saved his best for the big stage. It's not like he was a wilting flower in these big games. You look at the Super Bowl last year, you have the Wasp play, you have them down 10 with about 8 minutes left to go. The Chiefs find a way to win. Mahomes, all these games, down 24-0 in a playoff game, finds a way to win. How about all the Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night miracles that Mahomes has done over the past 2 seasons? He is Michael Jordan in the biggest stage. This guy has been the best player. I don't have an example of a big game where Mahomes didn't show up or wasn't himself. If anything, he elevates his game when all lights are on him. That is the stuff that true champions and really true special talents have. Number 4, the vision. We've seen Michael Jordan switch hands in a layup. We've seen Michael Jordan do ridiculous reverse dunks. I've seen stuff on Twitter the last few days. Plays I even remember from Michael Jordan. I'm just like, that's insane. That's what Mahomes does with passing. That pass to Kelsey against the Browns, his first season as a starter, is one of the best passes you'll see. How about last year against the Titans, jumping on what was a dislocated leg from a couple of weeks earlier, finding Mecole Hardman for a deep touchdown run. This is what we're getting from Mahomes. It's insane vision. It's highlights, and it's stuff that we've never seen before. But the most important thing, number 5, it's relentless intensity. A relentless intensity that every time you watch Mahomes, he seems like he is dialed in, and it was no more evident than in the Super Bowl when he took a big hit. Take a listen to the sound of Mahomes in the biggest game of his life.
I'm a beast out here. I'm a beast. Hit me. Hit me. I'm telling you, you gotta hit me. You gotta hit me. They gotta hit me. They gotta hit me. Great drive. Great drive.
You think this guy is some wilting flower? You think this guy is just milquetoast? No, Mahomes brings it. Those are my 5 reasons why he's got MJ qualities. And we can look towards Brady with the championship rings. We can look towards all these different people and say that they're MJ. I see qualities in Mahomes that I don't see in many other players in any sport. Jordan might be the only guy, and vice versa on this one. Nate Burleson, I know it sounds blasphemous after a player who's played 3 years in the NFL getting MJ quality comments. What do you got to say?
Yeah, it does sound a little blasphemous, but you're spot on. You're spot on with about 3 out of the 5 comparisons. I can appreciate the fact that, he has a very graceful element to his game. Like when you watch Jordan, it's very poetic. There's times on the field where Pat Mahomes will sit back in that pocket and it's like an artist is painting a picture and you just take a breath and you can appreciate what you're watching. But I feel like the better comparison is LeBron James, because as soon as he got on the field, we saw his talent. But we needed to see talent around him to elevate his game and the vision. I just feel like LeBron is a better passer than Jordan. I feel like Pat Mahomes, he has that like Magic Johnson, LeBron James on the fast break vision. So I think that's a better comparison. And I see him smiling a lot. Like I see Pat Mahomes smiling a lot. Jordan, there's a lot of camera shots where he has his eyebrows just scrunched up and he's angry. He's angry. So their personalities don't really match up. But Schrags, I mean, that's as close as we can get to Jordan in the league right now.
It's true, and they both have an affinity for baseball. But my biggest thing is Patrick Mahomes seems like a really nice guy and a really beloved teammate. Is he going to have the Jordan gene where he rides guys and he makes them better? When he signs his new contract and they have to bring in young, cheap talent, is he going to be able to Steve Kerr, Judd Bushler, and Scott Burrell, those guys? We have not seen that from him because he hasn't had to.
Question. I was like a little kiddo in Chicago when this was going on. So Shrek, just explain to me, when Michael Jordan became a thing, was it after he three-peated, which was like 91, 92, 93-ish, or was he a star after winning one? Because that's the question I would have, and whether or not we're giving Mahomes too much praise too early. I don't remember.
He was a star out of the gates. Rookie of the year he completely revitalized a moribund franchise. So Jordan was so successful right away that they gave him a shoe deal and he turned Nike into a behemoth. But yeah, Kay, it was just a coronation when he finally won the championships after all that hard work. If anything, Mahomes got there quicker than Jordan, which is pretty scary considering his complete ceiling and where this can go.
Can't wait to see where Twitter goes with this. At P. Schrags, at JMFB. We'll be back after this. Just how close are the Packers to getting Aaron Rodgers another Lombardi? Just one ring. I brought it up yesterday. We're going to